exciting that he would lay out an investment in the neighborhoods, something that the people in the community have been calling for the last 8 years. So whenever someone talks about investing in the city of Detroit, I think it's positive, but the proof is always in the pudding with respect to big corporate promises that are made on they're going to transform the neighborhoods in the city of Detroit. We all know someone who has lost a home as a result of tax foreclosures. When you look at the numbers of people who've lost their homes, we've had more than 150,000 people in the city of Detroit that have lost their homes over tax foreclosure. So any program that's designed to help people stay in their homes, I'm all for it. But we've also got to look at the reality of what the numbers say. We've got more than 18,000 people currently on a payment plan with the Wayne County Treasurer. The county borrows roughly $200 million a year. 90% of that is money that's owed to the city of Detroit. And so $15 million, while it's a noble gesture, doesn't go anywhere near to address the problem. In addition, we also continue to have an issue of overassessment of people in the city of Detroit. What good does it do to pay off someone's high taxes when they continue to be overassessed by the city of Detroit? There's got to be a fundamental change to that issue of how homes are taxed and assessed in the city of Detroit. And so while we talk about investments in neighborhoods, it's a great thing, but if we aren't addressing the issue of overtaxation, then we end back up at the same place we do. When you also talk about dealing with intergenerational poverty and how this is going to impact the people's lives in the city of Detroit, I have a couple of suggestions on what that would look like. For example, one of the major reasons people cannot invest in homes in the city of Detroit is because of mortgage lending practices, such as those practiced by Quicken Loans, do not allow for investment in areas where property is undervalued, where you can't get a comparable appraisal to help buy a home. And so if you're talking about really transforming our neighborhoods with this $50 million a year investment, I would first start off by providing mortgages to people who are in their homes, who need assistance to help stay in their homes. That would be a big step. In addition, I would also propose that you help our senior citizens. Right now, the city has severely cut the grant program. They made it a loan program for our senior citizens to invest in their homes. And so if we're talking about keeping people in their homes, then why don't we also help with our seniors and provide them with the relief that we need to have them do? In addition, if we're also talking about really transforming our neighborhoods in the city of Detroit, then a large portion of this money should go towards providing mortgages to people who want to buy homes that are currently being held by the land bank. The land bank is still the largest property holder in the city of Detroit. And if we're talking about really revitalizing our neighborhoods and providing the opportunity for home ownership, because we've had more than 150,000 people lose their homes as a result of overtaxation. And oh, by the way, the $600 million that the people lost has not been returned to them. Then why are we not trying to figure out how to get it done that way? My issue is always promises made, are they promises kept? And what I mean by that, at the beginning of this year, there was a big announcement with all the corporate leadership in the city of Detroit, and that they were coming together to announce some bold investment plan in the city. Well, you know what? We've seen absolutely no movement on that program. And is this going to be another promises made issue where people are promised something and that there is nothing in return for the promise? Time will tell whether or not that occurs. What I'm suggesting is that in order to make sure this happens, we need progressive leadership in the mayor's office. We need someone who understands that it doesn't take 8 years to invest in the neighborhoods on a gift of a corporate person who's received hundreds of millions of dollars in tax abatements in the city of Detroit. And so again, I say we welcome your investment, but we will make sure that that investment continues to really be made in the city of Detroit. And if we're talking about meaningful ways to keep people out of foreclosure, then we're talking about changing how we assess property taxes in the city of Detroit. We talk about intergenerational poverty, which is something I've been talking about for the last year when I go out and to talk with community people. The biggest way to help deal with the issue of intergenerational poverty is to build wealth through home ownership. And if there's not a major focus in this program or any other program that they talk about changing neighborhoods, because we remember we have more people who rent their homes in the city of Detroit versus own their homes. And the only way to build generational wealth in a community is to provide people with home ownership so that they can build equity in their homes and they can pass that equity on to their children. And so we need to have a much more robust conversation about this money, as well as the American Recovery Plan money that the city is going to get. If you're telling me that the city is going to get $838 million, and they're not talking about a major investment in our neighborhoods, a major investment in the people who actually live in the city. The people in the city are still suffering. 40% unemployment, high levels of poverty, high levels of food insecurity or hunger, as I would call it, high insecurity about maintaining their homes. When you got 18,000 people on a payment plan with the Wayne County Treasurer to stay in their homes. We need to make giant leaps. We can't make incremental steps. We've got to make giant change if we're going to really transform the city of Detroit.